Well, man cavers, I've been at it again. But what is it? Oh dear. I said no more projects. Roll the credits. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. I know, before you say anything, I said I'm going to have no more projects until I've got some out of the way. Blame Mrs. Mancave. Now she sees this fine piece of equipment for sale on the Tinternet. And what did she do? She had to send it to me, didn't she? Is this any good to you? What was I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? How can I say no to such a fine machine? Exposed valves, some sort of Ford silencer have been put on there. I mean, twin cylinder. It's just so different. Now then, I'm going to give you guys a little test. Do any of you guys know what this is? Right. This is going to be a bit of a test to see if any of you guys can identify that. I know what it is. I'm very, very familiar with the make of engine because I've actually got 2 or 3 of them. But I've never seen this model before. Didn't even know they did anything like this. So we got one plug on the side here. We have under this little flap here. There's your other plug. Look at him in there. Oh. So she's 2-cylinder. She's air cooled. This is all factory. It's not been added. Now I can take you around the other side, but the name is on the other side, and I want to cover that up. Just so you guys can weigh up if you know what it is. I've got my hand over the name. There we go. There's our carb setup. So do any of you guys know what this engine is? And I never knew they made anything like it. Here we have an electromagnetic choke. Look at this, look. That choke is an electromagnet. You energise it, he reckons, and that closes the choke off. Or you can do it manually, but just pulling the knob. So yes, we have a proper little distributor with points in there. But what engine is it? Can any of you guys identify this fine piece of machinery? Yeah. And I know I said no more projects, but when something like this comes up, I just can't say no. Backstory, as far as I know. The gentleman I got it off, I didn't ask his age, because that's rude, but I'm assuming he's probably in his 80s. He had lots and lots of stage changes. He had some open cranks, he had some Rustons, some Crossleys, he had some Armancos. He had loads and loads of, well, I say loads, he probably had a good half a dozen engines in his shed with this one. Now, he said this hasn't been ran for years and years, but it did ran last time he had it. But he reckoned he hasn't showed for a long time due to that being a bit big and heavy to get about. So he's gradually selling them off. And this is the first one he sold off, and I have got it. So we're going to have great fun and games getting this back together. We have coil ignition. So we've got to put these onto a battery to get a spark, because I ain't got no magneto. So we've got coil ignition. We have a Zenith carb, that weird electromagnetic clutch. There's no valve cover go on there, so these are exposed valves. There is no rocker cover. And look at that little oiler on there. Look at that little oiler with a little wick, just to oil your rocker shaft. This oil got splayed about there because when we lifted it, we had to tit it on a sack barrow. And as we tipped on, some oil came out of here because this was full. That's what that oil is there for. It's just ran out of here when we tipped it on a sack barrow. But what engine is it? Yes. But I think being a twin cylinder, it's going to sound really nice. And it's got nice old plugs in it as well, look, which is what I like. How long since this thing's been running, I have no clue. He just said a lot of years. So, oh, look like we've got to do some fuel pipe. Fixed. Yeah. Right, yes. So we'll get some fuel pipe on here and do some bits. But this is really a what is it video. So, what engine is this, guys? And are you going to look forward to me working my magic to see if we can actually fire this puppy off? So we have the plug in there. There's also the coolant fins for the cylinder head in there. So this is actually the blower housing. Because when I initially saw it, the photos weren't terrifically good on Tinternet. And when I initially saw it, I thought that's a solid block. It looked like it's water cooled. But I thought, well, why is there a fan on the flywheel? And I messaged the gent and he said, oh, no, that is air cooled. And I can see how it works. I couldn't get my head around how it could be air cooled. Yes, that is actually your blower housing, and there's your cylinders in there. You can't really see them, but trust me, the fins are in there. There we go. So, that is going to be it for this video. Just a little teaser. What is the engine? I know, I haven't got the red overalls on. I've just this minute got back from the 80-mile round trip to pick this damn thing up. I just liked it. Yes. So we will see, won't we? What's this mechanism on here for? We have a fuel tap. We have this menagerie here. And a threaded hole under here. Goodness knows what that's for. He did tell me what this thing came off. But that might give the game away. So I'm not going to tell you what it came off. But there's that end of the engine if you want to see it. You watch. I always think 101 of you will go, oh yeah, that's a so-and-so, so-and-so. Well, if so, I stand corrected. But I don't think I've ever seen this model made by this company before. So some of you might be able to enlighten me on exactly what model this is. I don't even know what model it is. It just says the manufacturer on the other side. Right, I'm going to go. And bye-bye for now. Ha-ha! I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this one.